How you doing, everyone? Sorry about the delay. A long time. It's been what, 2 months? Yeah, I'm just doing a post gear video now. Yeah, it took a little while to get back into the swing of things. I don't think I'm fully still quite there yet, but getting there. And I want to do a gear video and show you what I wound up with and what I still had in my bag, and will it be worth buying again? Let's start off with gear. This is my bag, but first of all, I want to start out with this tent. This is the Big Agnes 3-person biking tent. And the difference between the biking tent and the regular one, I believe, is the poles. The poles are shorter. They're only about this big, as opposed to the regular one. The poles are a little bit longer. But yeah, and I mean, the poles are short. They goes into the bag like this, so they're really small. Had some problems with this tent. As you see a rip here, but that's my fault. You can see here I had to sew it shut for the most part, for just a little section of it here. Then I could zip that. Then I could zip this part down. But after a while, this zipper here no longer works. So that was another issue. And then, so I had to pin it to kind of keep this flap closed. So if the wind, so the wind wouldn't flap me in the face at night. But that was that. And then up here, as you can see here, I don't know if you could see this, but see all the, where I had to reseal it all. I had to redo this whole tent with seam sealer and the underside of it, because all that seam seal tape was coming off, so I had to redo all that. But other than that, the rest of the tent is fine. But that was the only drawback with this tent, is that stuff failed. And then the rain fly zipper started to fail towards the end. I could zip it down, but I'd have to zip the other zipper back up just to keep it shut, or zip it down to keep it shut. However it went, but it worked out that way, thank God. I like the tent because I like, on nice nights, I could take off the rain fly and stare at the sky. Then if it rained, I liked it also because I could just set up the rain fly in the ground cloth before I set up my tent, so I wouldn't get my tent wet. And we could sit in that, maybe hang out, maybe the rain would slow down enough. Then we could set up our tent on the inside. So that was nice. Would I buy it again? Nah. I'd go with something different. But all in all, decent tent. Now my bag. Let's see. Alright, let's start with what's on top. This is my sit pad. It's a Mountain Laurel, so 1/8 inch thick. Yeah, it's like 1/8 inch thick foam pad. You can see the holes in it, so it's got some wear in it. But I love this thing. I didn't only use it as a sit pad. I also used it as a pad to put under my sleeping pad at night. Hopefully it doesn't, if anything's underneath there gonna puncture it, hopefully it goes through this first, not my pad, or this helps shock it, cushion it a little bit. And you could use it for stretching out on too. We use this for stretching out on all the time. So this was a really nice piece of gear. Definitely love it. Definitely need a new one, because I will take them again. And it folds up and it just stores away real easy. So the foam pad, love the foam pad. That worked out great. On the other pocket, I usually had, at the beginning, I would usually have my bandanas in there. I would keep some bandanas in there. I usually had some hanging off these clips here. We had these little pins, well, big pins, and that's what we would hang our socks off and our bandanas off. when you'd wash them, and hopefully they dried, but they never did, so wishful thinking. And then we had inside, I would keep, at the beginning, towards the end, I had my hat and I had some little gloves in case I got too cold, but a lot of times they were usually just in my bag. Side pockets, I would keep my liter smart water bottle in one, and on the other one is my glass case. All I had for my glasses, I would just wrap them up in a bandana, put them in the bag, wrap them up, throw them on the side here with my water bottles, and they were fine, and they kept through the whole trail. I didn't break them once. Front, I would have my water bottle holder, so I'd always have like a sports bottle in that one. On this side, I don't have it, but I would have a Gatorade bottle. That would be for my drink mixes, coffee, Celsius, and all that, anything I would mix it with. Then I would have my toiletry bag. And I have my trowel, wet naps, and toilet paper in there, and whatever else I might need in there. But that would be in there. And then I would have that's some extra tent stakes. See, here's my little safety pins there. Oh, and I always kept another spoon in there, just in case I needed it. And I found an extra one of these, which was great because my tent pole, oh, this is another thing. The tent pole right here broke. So I had to use one of these the whole time to hold it. And we wrote to Big Agnes about it because we wanted to buy some new poles because we didn't want to have to deal with that because it really wasn't that great. But we wanted to get some new poles, but they never got back to us, so we never did get new poles. So we just rigged it up with this and some tape, and it seemed to work. It worked out fine. But yeah, that was another thing that went wrong with it too. But not a big deal. We made it work. These are my tent poles, some tent stakes. Then now inside my bag, this was my food bag. I have no food in it now, but and in it, and this is my cook kit, another spoon. I bought these spoons in New Hampshire. I lost my titanium ones, so luckily I was close enough to town where I could get new ones right away. So I ended up getting 2 of these. These are like $1.69. Love these things, so I'm gonna keep them. And my 750 milliliter pot, and my little BSR burner there, my little burner there. I don't know what kind it is. It's from Amazon. It was cheap and it's small, wicked light. It's still going. I've had this thing for about 5 years now and it's still burning, but love this thing. And then of course my fuel. This is empty, but and I'd have a lighter in there. I don't have a lighter in there anymore, but and that was that. That was my food bag. This was my toiletry bag. And the things I'd keep in there would be, I would keep bag balm. I had to use that quite a few times. That works awesome. Town food and trail food. Yeah, I would get heartburn. That would give me heartburn. I would have wet wipes in there for cleaning up. And my toothbrush, toothpaste, and my plow. I don't have any floss left in here, but I would use my floss also if I needed to sew. And I'd have a sewing kit in here also. And it worked as 2 purposes, flossing your teeth and using it to sew. But yeah, that's pretty much what I had in there, and I always carry deodorant, so I always had deodorant in there as well. And along with an extra O-ring for my Sawyer and a can opener, a little P38 can opener in there. That was what I had in there. At first, when I first started out, I had tape in there also. Never used it, got rid of it. Eventually I ran out of the bag balm, which I'm grateful for that because I didn't need that anymore. Yeah, and it just, actually the bag was really empty when I got home. But that was it. That was my toiletry bags. Now I'm going to show you my clothes bag. This is my clothes bag. It's taking some wear. I had to sew it up. See, this is what I had to use for the floss to sew it with. And this is what I had in my bag. I had a head net, which that got sent home pretty early actually, when the bugs were out, and I knew I couldn't wear this because of sweating all the time. I just sent it right home right away because I knew I was never going to wear it. I always had my Senchi, my Ren. This is the Ren Senchi. I had that in there the whole trip because I wore it at night a lot of times. Except for the summertime, I did not. But if it got cooler, I would wear this. So this was nice. I loved having this around. And it's definitely a keeper. And then I would have my base layer pants. And in the summertime, I sent this home. And then I would just have a pair of shorts and an extra shirt. Then I got these sent back to me. And yeah, that's that. Extra pair of socks. Had an extra pair of down top socks. I like the down top socks on trail because if you had a problem with them, got a hole in them, you can take them in to the outfitters and exchange them for a new pair. So that's why I like these. And these are, you always got a new pair. You never have to buy another pair. That's what I liked about these. And what else did I have in here? Oh, and my wind pants. These are great. I used these early during the hike when it was cold in the morning. I would throw these on just to keep the wind off, and they actually really helped. Just until I got started and warmed up. And then towards the end, or if I were up on top of a mountain and it's windy, you could throw these on, and they really help. And it's just barely over an ounce, these things. And they, roll them up, put them right in your pocket. But yeah, I've always had these. I carry these through the whole thing. Like I said, base layers and shorts I traded out. And the only two things I kept the whole way were the Senchi, the Run, and my socks. That was it. And that was my clothes. And then I have, of course, my puffer jacket. I kept that the whole way. I did not send that home in the summertime. I just kept it because I use this. This is also my pillow. So I would take this, throw this into my sleeping bag sack, and that's what I would lay on at night. That was the pillow. And my electronics bag was consisted of a pair of headphones and its charger, wireless. I had a pair of corded ones. Those ended up breaking, so I had to settle for those because I couldn't get any more of the other ones. And my phone cord. This is my headlamp. Yeah, the Nightcore 2085. But yeah, I love this headlamp. This thing worked very well. And my charging block. I had an Inu 20,000 amp battery charging port thing there. But when I got home, that eventually died. But it did last the whole trail, and it was good. So it did last, and that was a nice charger. And that was what I had in my electronics bag. And what I have is my sleeping pad. This is the second one. I had two. This is a Thermarest Neo Air X-Lite. As you can see, I had to patch it a few times. I had a hole right through the whole thing. But yeah, I had to patch it a few times, and I think it still has a slow leak in it, but I think it's the valve. Because on this one, on these ones, they're known to have a valve problem, and I think the valve is a little leaky, but I mean, it does stay pretty good all night long. I mean, it does stay up all night, so. Just a little less in the morning, which is fine. Get you out of bed. That's my sleep pad. The first one I had was a Nemo, which I love that one. And that one ended up getting a hole in it, patched it. Ended up getting a hole in it, patched it. And it just kept, well, I'm not dealing with that. So I ended up getting one of these. I liked it, very comfortable. That's a wide, regular. And yeah, worked out very well. It came with a blow-up bag. Wasn't crazy about that because that blow-up bag was like, it would let air out. If you squeezed it too hard, it would let air out anyway. So you were better off. I found it easier just to blow it up. It was quicker. Then my last thing was my sleeping bag. This is my Dyneema bag I had, and it's been taken. So this is on its way out. My sleeping bag, and this bag is pretty much done. So this thing lasted the whole trip. This was brand new when I bought it. So this thing lasted the whole trip. Glad it wasn't any longer. But it's my sleeping bag. The only thing my sleeping bag held up, it's the Lightened Equipment 20-degree bag. Called the Revelation. Yeah, maybe I think it's the Revelation. It's 20-degree. The only thing I had, I burnt this. I burnt a hole here from my cook stove. I was in my vestibule. It fell on it after I got done cooking. It was still hot. So I ended up taking a patch from there and I stuck it on there just so all my feathers wouldn't come out that night. But now I can't get it off. But I did end up sewing a hole that was over here. So I'm just going to leave it on there. And I don't know. Maybe it'll come off, maybe it won't, because I did already wash this. This is freshly washed, so. And it didn't come off then, and it's still holding up. So I'm just going to leave it on there, and it's fine. That was that. And that's pretty much everything I had left. And, of course, my phone case, which I don't have on there. And, of course, last, my bag. I love this bag. This bag held up really nice. Now it's nice and shiny. I washed it. But the only thing I got, this bag is old anyways. It's a few years old, but I did start having a little bit of wear here, I notice, and right here ripped, but it's not a big deal. The stitching, you know, just a stitch. I could just take take my stitch puller, my little thread stitch puller there, pull that, retuck it back in there, and give it another stitch. I'll be fine. But other than that, everything held up. I have no other holes in it. I mean, everything held up really nice with this bag. Love this bag. So yeah, so this thing's got plenty of life left back into it. The only thing I really need now is probably a new tent. I can pretty much go with everything else. This thing here, the hole I can look again, but I think it might be the valve. So, and if it is a pinhole, then I'll have to really go with it. So. That's that. That would hold up. I would bring this back out again. My stove. Definitely. Oh, my sneakers. These are the last pair of shoes I had. These are the Ultra Olympic 7s. These are the problems I always have with these sneakers. With these trail shoes. Is this sides rip. The bottoms, yeah, they really did need a new pair. I got these in New Hampshire, I believe. So they made it to Katahdin at least. But yeah, I didn't mind the 7s at all. I actually really like the 7s at all. I noticed they did something different here with the, like a rubber toe thing there that kind of helped protect it, because I noticed I didn't have no scuffing on there like I did with my past ones. You know, this would always wear down and stuff there, you know, but yeah. So that was my sneakers, and now I can throw these away because I did find another pair. So all my shoes don't fit. Yeah, like everything's tight. So not that I wear these out, but I found another pair. But yeah, it's like the only ones that really work are these. It's really weird. Maybe my feet will shrink back eventually. But yeah, and my clothes are way too big because I lost 40 pounds out there. So those are too big. And yeah, but other than that, everything's good. And that's all my gear. That's my gear video. If you want to see a full gear review on any of this stuff, the bag, any of this stuff, just throw it in the comments and I'll be glad to do a review on it and what I think of it and give me my opinion of it, I guess. All right. Well, thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye.